Okay, running. It's pretty hot today, but the mailman apparently is not protesting with the truckers apparently, so he came today. So I have 2 chargers working at the moment, which I got. This one, it says it's lithium iron phosphate. I'm not sure what that 4 means, but anyway, phosphate battery exclusive. But I did charge the gel battery over here, and when you go in and buy this, it actually also advertises that it can do older batteries. So I haven't looked totally over the manual, but as far as I could see, I couldn't see anything. I'm not actually sure where the manual is, and it's a mess at the moment. We have this one that has some stats. I put it on, well, you can actually put it on 20 amp, but it only reaches 14.9 amps. Around, I've seen around 15. So you can see 14.9 amps. The battery should be able to do, according to them, continuous charge current 20 amps. But according to them, they prefer that you charge the battery with 10 amps. And you can see that goes pretty well. If you put it lower on this one, it goes to 3 amps. No, sorry, 5 amps. Oh yeah, that's true. That's actually 5 amps, I guess. And it will go down to, let's see here, 4.7. Oh, that's actually pretty fitting. Okay. So we have the 3 amps and 5 amps, and that's 24 voltage and 12 voltage as I understand it. Again, 5 amps, 10 amps, 24 voltage and 12 voltage, 10 amps, 20 amps, 24 voltage and 12 voltage. So that's as far as I understand it. I didn't really, apparently it made some, I hit those 2 together and it made a huge spark, but it didn't explode. I don't know what happened, and the unit made some kind of but anyway, as I understood it, there was some protection, so you shouldn't be able to do that. I don't know, but whatever. Apparently there was still some electricity going through the thing, apparently, before I actually started it. So well, yeah, I just took the 20 amp version, although I thought maybe that I could charge the Blue Yeti with this thing, but it might not be a good idea, because you have all these different ways of, in regards to the, so I'm not sure it would be so good for the Blue Yeti to be, it would be nice if you just could, and you have the display and you have some information and all that, and if you can charge with 24 volts, but I guess it actually, you can't set it up for yourself, I guess, so that might be a problem, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what it would do if I did it. It's not a biggie deal, but it would have been interesting just to have one, thing. Anyway, we have the RoyPow battery charger, 10 amps. The 3 amps as well says the same thing, that it can charge other kind of older batteries, but as far as I can see, the box and the manual didn't say anything about that, and it just say battery exclusive, lithium iron phosphate battery exclusive. So I don't know, apparently it did seem to do a pretty good job on this battery over here, which is a motorcycle battery, whatever. So we'll see. But anyway, these 2 batteries is pretty much the same that is in that one. Now, which is also one of the reasons I got RoyPow batteries. They were a little more expensive, but what I liked with RoyPow was that they actually put information on their batteries. Like, you have 84 watt hours, Usually they just, 30 amp hours, right? Well, what is an amp hour, If you have 12 volt compared to 24 volts, it's not, the amp hours are not the same, It's just, you want the watt hour. And as far as I remember, the Blue Yeti does around 700 watt hours or something like that, or nearly. So So these two batteries should double up in regards of battery on that level. In any case, they say, according to RoyPow, they wrote back to me, you start off charging them up, and after they charged up, you let them sit for an hour. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to charge them up, and I went down to 10 amps on this one as well, although it can do more. And apparently, if you do put it up, you can get up to around, let's see here, 15 amps. Apparently it doesn't go up to 20. I'm not sure why, and this and that, and I haven't further tried if it's, but it does 10 amps without any issue, at least. It just clean 10 amps, And apparently also 15 amps, it does 15 amps apparently as well to this battery, although again, maybe it needs to be more empty or something like that for running more than 15 amps. I don't know, but whatever the case, it's okay. It's set to be 80% charged. Apparently, it's at 13 volts when I checked the multimedia. It's at 13 volts, both of them. So they were still alive in some sense, but they said 13 volts. I think it's 13.8 that is fully charged, right? So anyway, I'll charge the batteries to the full extent and then let them sit. I had a little difficulty with fixing these on, but maybe it's just me that is stupid or don't have enough strength or something like that. But well, it's there. They're sitting there now. I thought you would actually just get these fixed from the. Apparently, you need to put them on yourself, and I had some kind of issues putting them on, but they're on now, so that's great. Whatever. And it's interesting to see the stats. Let's see here. 14.3 volts, apparently, according to this. 2.5 amp hours. I don't know if that's how much it has actually put into the system. I also have another stat thing here over. As in regards to the solar panels, I'm generating 170 watts at the moment. Now I'm, in regards to the batteries, I'm charging from the grid at the moment because I wouldn't be, I don't have enough power to charge both of these up with the Blue Edge here at the moment. I've been trying to use some power, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but I guess it's better to have the energy than actually to not have it, in regards of, sometimes you feel like oh no, it's generating power and I'm not using it, whatever. Anyway, of course you could, if you had a huge amount of batteries, you could, if you fixed it so you could actually like charge for 10 days or something like that, that would be, I guess, pretty good. I guess it would be a little harder to but whatever. Now we're getting the double amount. I think it will take around 2 days for it to charge everything with the solar panels I have, which at the moment, of course, in regards to the weather conditions, are pretty good conditions. So I think it will take around 2 days to charge the whole system fully. So if you don't use anything and all that, I think it will take around 2 days when I get everything on. But of course, I still need a controller for the batteries. So at the moment, I'm just, engaging in, regards to the batteries at the moment. And now we need to discharge them, I guess. And no, actually, after they have charged, they need to sit for an hour. And then after sitting for an hour, apparently, they told me to have them parallel for 12 hours. And then I can put them in Siri for use, in regards to 12 volt, apparently. I don't know why they want, whatever. But anyway, yeah, well, sure thing. Maybe we'll do something in regards to stabilizing them further to get to know each other, or I don't know, whatever. So, but we'll just follow her instructions, I guess, and take it from there. Now, of course, I could have charged both batteries with the original charger, but I thought, hopefully that doesn't really do much of a difference, you know. So I thought, let's just try both batteries and let's see how it goes. And you don't have, you know, you don't have any stats on this one, the RoyPow battery charger. And by the way, of course, you should be able to charge it with a standard battery charger. You shouldn't be, you know, needing to have their charger, of course. But as I understand it, if the battery is dead and all that, this should be able to revive it. Although I guess this one as well has, as far as I remember, a function for that as well. This only does 10 amps. At least this does at least 15 amps. We can see. I don't know if it can do more than 15 amps, but you know, it says 20 amps. But as far as I can see, we have gotten 15 amps. It does 10 amps at least. It has a fan in it. This doesn't have a fan. So this is actually very nicely neat, you know, a little package overall that just, you know, that's pretty nice. And no fan and all that. That's I don't know if you could also, you know, I don't know if you could use any of these chargers to charge the Blue Edgy with it. You could be interesting to try out, but I do, you know, I wonder if I could actually break something, because as I understand it, when it begins to charge batteries, it have all these different steps and all that. So if it has all these steps, maybe that's not a good thing. But yeah, that's interesting. And I got a lot of different things. I also got these. Well, I got two of these today. This one is the 12 volt. I have an 18 volt as well. So these are something that I need to try out as well and see if you can even generate anything. They're just more for the fun sake of things, and see if it's actually possible to generate anything with the, when you turn on the water or something like that. If you have a shower or whatever, maybe you can generate some power, who knows. Yeah, I don't know. I have one more, I think 24 volts incoming at some point. And I have a bigger one of these overall that I thought I could maybe make into, you know, where the water comes out to have a shower. Who knows? We'll see. I'll see what it can make of it. Got some cables and got some different things for sure, you know. Today. I'll have some coffee. Not so good coffee, but better than nothing. And in Denmark, apparently the truckers are protesting today. I'm not so sure how, but at 12 o'clock inside the Nutty House #1 in Denmark, they apparently are. I should get some clothing going so I can. Also, I need some better clothing if I'm going in there. So that's how it looks, and at the moment with the RoyPow. Although I do wonder if these batteries have some proprietary nonsense in them. Because as I understand it, you have a lot of proprietary. Now I guess it doesn't really matter much to me, because I'm not going to make like a huge extra system and all that. It costs too much and this and that, and you know. But in any case, I guess this will be a good thing for me to be able to try things out. You have 12 volts, so I can put them in series and I can put them in parallel, so I can both have 12 volt or 24 volts. This one should be able to actually charge 24 volts, so as far as I can gather, I should be able to charge both batteries in 24 volts. With just this single unit. So that could be interesting to try out. The question is in regards of how to use all the energy, you know, because, you know, at the moment I'm getting pretty good amount of energy into the system of the, well, I guess I'm on 40% on the Blue Edgy, but at the moment it's generating okay of power outside for me to have the computer, the slim client running and all that. So in regards of using power, I would need to look into, yeah. But anyway, of course I can from these batteries I can move power over to the Blue Edgy. That's how it's going to function at the moment. So I can charge, I guess, one way and the other way. I can, from the 230 volts, I can charge these batteries. I don't think there is a 12 volt charger from the 12 volt. It could have been nice if there was some kind of 12 volt charging, but maybe, yeah, so you don't have the 230 step up and then step down again and all that, and you lose a lot of energy and all that. But of course, usually you wouldn't use these things anyway. You know, they would just, the batteries would just be getting power from the solar panels. And so anyway, so far so good, I guess. And it's 38 degrees in regards to this one little guy, and running 10 amps and this and that. And I'll see if we can, see if we jump it up to 20 amps, if it's going to, what it's going to do. How much are we going to? 15 amps. Okay, so if we put it to 20 amps, apparently it goes to 15 amps. I wonder if it can, you know, if it even can go to 20 amps or what, you know. I saw another video with, I think they had the 25 version and they never got to 25. So, and of course there's so much, you know, there's so much deception and disgusting filth and false advertising and this and that. So, you know, if it can't go to above 15 amps, you know, it wouldn't be a surprise, you know, because there's so much deception in this world. It's just disgusting. It's just a typical thing in these days, you know. You just have to have, you know, people just have to lie to you, right? You know, it's just how people work, you know. They just need to lie and deceive, you know. It's like lying to children about Satan claws and all that. People just love lying, you know, love deception, love lying and all that. That's just apparently part of most people's nature, you know. They just want to do evil, you know. And so, but yeah, so the batteries charging at the moment, and they should be, I guess, who knows how long it's going to take, an hour or so or something like that for them to be finished. They should be finishing around the same time, as I've set both of them to 10 amps. RoyPow says that they, you know, even with battery, the battery says continuous charge current 20 amps, so they should be able to do 20 amps, right? But and of course the charger should be able to do, you know, 20 amps. This charger I have here, so the whole thing should be able to do 20 amps, at least when they're dry. When the batteries are totally dry, this charging device should be able to do 20 amps, but probably not. Probably some kind of bullshit. But RoyPow suggested me that I would charge them with 10 amps at maximum, although it says continuous charge 20 amps. So I don't know why they would suggest 10 amps if the battery can do 20 amps, but maybe they, you know, feel like that 10 amps is better for the battery or something like that. But why not write it on the battery then? You know, again, I'm sick and tired of not having the information. Why don't they just write things? You know, RoyPow was pretty good at writing some data on the battery, right? But if they feel like that 10 amps is the preferred amperage for the battery, you know, in regards of you know, for life maybe, or something like that, why not write it on the battery? Be honest, you know. Honesty is just nice, you know. It says continuous discharge 30 amps. So you should have 30 amps times 12, right? That's a good amount, I think. Much more than I need. So 12 times 30, according to this at least, right? So let me try again. 30, 12.8 probably, but anyway, 12.8 times 30. That's 384 watts per battery they can pull, and they're not going to pull that much, you know. So I don't know if it's going to work. What you know, the setup thing and all. It's like, you know, try and let's hope we don't die. You know, it's just you know, hope something doesn't explode or something like that. So I guess the worst thing I had exploding was a capacitor when I was doing some things, and it wanted to go to the moon apparently, but yeah. But in any case, but RoyPow, you know what? As far as I could see, they had information on the batteries, and I like that. You know, they have a lot of information on the batteries themselves, and I just like that, and I thought that was worth, you know. And they also have this, you know, thing where you can hold the battery and all that. And I thought that was pretty nice, and I'll support that, even if they were a little more expensive and all that. But it's nice to see some, you know, some information like the watt hour. You know, a lot of these batteries just say, you know, whatever, 10 amp hour, 20 amp hour, and like, you know, so, and again, the amp hours doesn't really do you good. You know, deep cycle battery, so it should be able to, as if I recall, you know, totally, you know, be a good, you know, I can't even remember how that, but anyway, that's a good thing, you know. So, and I guess the battery should last for a good amount of time, according to what they say, and well, what people say, or what they say about lithium, ion, potassium batteries and all that. Okay, so it's getting hotter and hotter. I guess it's the charger that is saying that it's getting hot and all that. It's 39. Batteries are not really hot in here at all, so I just, well, at least not on the outer surface, at least. Well, if they explode, you know, I guess that won't be so good. I don't think they will explode or anything like that, but yeah, kind of don't, just I saw some huge sparks sometimes, that's for sure. Although being only 12 volt, it shouldn't be dangerous, at least in regards of getting executed or electrocuted. It's called electrocuted. Yeah. So 24 volts shouldn't be dangerous either, so that shouldn't be a problem either. It might make some sparks and this and that, but it shouldn't really be. Now, of course, if you make a short or something like that, that might not be so good, you know. I don't know what happens, well, if you actually shorten the battery, if that's... Can it explode or something? I don't know. Of course, I'll have to take care of that, you know, be careful. You have plus and minus and plus and all that. But anyway, as I understand it, we go from minus to minus and plus to plus. You know, first we let these batteries sit for an hour, and then we get some cable. Sadly, I don't have some kind of good cable. I say I have some 6 square millimeter cable. I guess I can put on with some screws and all that. And just let them, you know, whatever, level that thing. That's the biggest I have, I think. And it's not perfect, but you know, I'll have to get some of these, what do you call it, cable, what do you, starter cables or whatever they're called, jumping cables or something for the batteries. I didn't really know how long. You know, you can get some pretty big jumping cables, this and that, and of course the bigger the better, you know. So pretty much, but I'm not sure if it's 8 or how much actually it is in regards of the screws either. It's like 6M or 8M or whatever, you know, in regards of connecting them and all that. I'll have to look into that as well. But then, can I do it with 15 centimeters or do I need more? I think I probably would need a little more. I don't have the... I think, you know, if you're going to serial or parallel, you know, you should be able to do both things with the cable. And but I don't want too much cable either, you know, so... But I should be able to do both things, so... Maybe you can get them with some kind of gripping, but that's probably not so good either. So, yeah, So we're charging still, and it's according to the Heisito. Well, it was 80% already charged. I'm not exactly sure that's true, but that's what it says, and it's charging to the last 100%. And yeah, when these things are done, I'll just let them sit for an hour and look into putting them in parallel, and then they just need to sit for 12 hours, or maybe a little more, who cares, at least for 12 hours. And then I can put them apparently in Siri, and I guess I can try to charge the Blue Edgy from them or something like that. Well, I can do that actually from the perspective of 12 volts and 24 volts, Yeah. Would be better to go with the 24 volts, because then it should be able to, well, I can actually just take one battery and see how it goes first. The other battery I have doesn't charge very quickly. It's a 12 volt battery, and it doesn't charge that fast. These batteries might charge a lot quicker, although the Blue Eddy can only do 8 amps, so you have 12 volt 0.8 times 8. That should be the maximum for the battery to get into the system. So 12.8 times 8, that would be 102. But if we run 24 point, what? No, that's 25.2, right? Let's see here. 0.2 times 24. No, that's wrong. 25.2, right, times 24, isn't it? No, wait. Give me a break. Thinking. Oh, 8, yeah, that's true. That will be 201.6 watts if we'll see, but that should actually be able to fully get to 200 watts, and that's the maximum that I can do on the Blue Edgy anyway. So yeah, we'll see if it works out. And of course, when you charge the batteries, you are further up. You are 14.4 volts in regards to charging voltage. So yeah, so of course that would be further, but in the Blue Edge you can do up to 30 volts and all that. So anyway, I have some ideas in regards to things, and in regards of my solar panels, putting them in Syria instead of parallel and all that, but I still need a controller or something to convert the energy from one thing to another thing and be able to charge these batteries. So the system is going to go into these batteries, as far as I understand it, or as far as I planned out in my head. I'm not sure if it will work, but and then from the batteries into the Blue Edgy. That was the idea anyway. So you have like it's coming to the battery, and from the batteries over to the Blue Edgy. So if it's ever above 200 watts, which it's probably not, but anyway, so we have these two sources to, yeah, then we have a fully system pretty much to run from. Oh well. So far so good, I guess. Yeah, so far so good. So that's all for me, I guess. Apparently the mobile hasn't heated up. It's a little dark. I don't know if I can. It's not so light outside, but it's pretty. It's pretty hot, That's for sure. Well, it says 6.1 amp hours. I guess that's the charging thing. How much it has charged? 6.2 amp hours. But how much is that? Well, I guess you have to go with the 12.8 volts or something like that. So I don't know if how precise it is and all that. Still charging with 10 amps over at the left side and 10 amps at the other side. just to be sure the first time. But it would be not, I would be nice to see if I could actually get 20 amps out of the charging thing. I don't think maybe, I don't know if they are. Yeah, I saw where they talked about the 25 amp version of the, and they never got 25. They only got like, let's see here, YouTube. I'm not sure if it's the battery or if the charger or whatever and all that, but we can just have a look on the. Yeah, getting a system up and all that, and in regards to all the information about windmills and solar panels and all the small things here and there, it's just an incredible, just so many lies, so many deceptions, so many things where well, anyway. So here we have we also have a 35 amp smart charge. Well, that's not from, well, it's the same, pretty much the same model. I've seen like four different companies seemingly selling the same unit. Why I chose the Hasiti 20 amp 12-24 volt smart battery charger. Anyway, I'll just take a break here from here. So I'll let the battery charge, and I'll be back, in regards to when they are done or something like that. We'll see how that goes.